What's up, guys? Welcome to the Cash Craft, your daily dose of finance and technology news and updates. On February 6th, Kalshi users bet $23 million on whether Giannis Antetokounmpo would leave Milwaukee. The next day, he became an investor in the platform. That timing isn't a coincidence. It's a signal about where the line between athlete and asset is heading, and what happens when the people betting on your future can watch you profit from their uncertainty. Kalshi is the first federally regulated prediction market in the United States. Think of it as a stock market for real-world events. Users don't just predict outcomes, they put money on them. Will inflation hit 3%? Will a hurricane make landfall? Will an NBA superstar demand a trade? The platform went live in 2021 after a 3-year legal battle with the CFTC. By 2026, it's processing hundreds of millions in monthly volume. And sports, particularly the NBA, have become one of its fastest-growing categories. Here's where it gets interesting. On February 6th, Kalshi launched a market asking whether Giannis would be traded before the NBA deadline. Within 24 hours, $23 million changed hands. That's not casual fan speculation. That's serious money flowing on the career decisions of a single player. Most of that volume came from people betting he'd stay. The market settled around 85% probability he wouldn't be moved. But here's what matters. Every rumor, every cryptic post-game comment, every report from an NBA insider moved that number. Real dollars swung on information asymmetry, and Giannis knew people were trading on him. He had to. The volume was public, the market was live. Fans, bettors, maybe even front office executives were watching that probability tick up and down like a stock price. 24 hours later, he announced his investment in Kalshi. This isn't just an athlete diversifying his portfolio. Giannis didn't invest in a restaurant chain or a tech startup with no connection to his career. He invested in the platform where people were actively betting on his professional future while the market was still open. Now, Kalshi didn't create this dynamic. Trade speculation has always existed, but they did something new. They made it liquid, transparent, and financially accessible. Before, rumors lived in forums and group chats. Now, they live in a market where you can see exactly how much money believes each outcome. What most people miss is what this represents for athletes at Giannis's level. He's not just endorsing Kalshi. He's acknowledging a reality that's already here. The speculation isn't going away. The betting isn't going away. So instead of pretending it doesn't exist, he's positioning himself inside the infrastructure. And he's not wrong. Prediction markets are growing fast. Kalshi processed over $1 billion in total volume in 2025. Polymarket, an offshore competitor, did multiples of that. The demand is real. People want to put money on their convictions about the future, whether that's elections, economics, or where a 2-time MVP plays basketball. But there's a tension here that's worth sitting with. When an athlete becomes a shareholder in a platform that profits from uncertainty about his own career, the incentives start to look strange. Giannis benefits if Kalshi grows. Kalshi grows when more people trade on high-stakes, high-interest markets. And few markets generate more interest than, will this superstar demand out? He doesn't control the rumors. He doesn't set the odds. But he now has a financial stake in the system that turns his career decisions into tradable events. This isn't about Giannis doing anything wrong. It's about what happens when the infrastructure around athletes evolves faster than the rules that govern conflicts of interest. We have regulations for players betting on games. We don't have frameworks for players investing in platforms where fans bet on their futures. And this is just the beginning. If prediction markets keep growing, more athletes will invest. More teams will watch these markets for signals. More front offices will use them as sentiment indicators. The line between participant and asset, between person and ticker symbol, gets thinner. Giannis made a smart bet. Kalshi is positioned to grow. Prediction markets aren't going anywhere, but he also made a symbolic one. He's telling us that athletes at the top aren't just subjects of speculation anymore. They're stakeholders in it. And once you're inside the system, you're not just being traded on, you're part of the exchange. That's all for today, folks. If you found this helpful, make sure to like and subscribe to the Cash Craft for more finance and tech news. Drop a comment below with your thoughts, and I will see you in the next one.